Alright, so I'm Alex703 Rockstar. I am back with my first review in a long time. Um, anyway, this isn't the beginning of my album roulette thing, because to be quite honest, I'm really scared of me reviewing 5 albums in a row, because I feel that uh, it takes a lot of energy for me to make reviews. I have to be in the right, perfect mood to do them. If not, they utterly and completely fail. Um, and doing 5 in a row might be result difficult for me. So I'm just gonna start off light here. ROH Glory by Honor 8. I got this as a Christmas gift, which is, by the way, awesome Christmas gift. Um, this is a really long show, about 3 hours and 45 minutes, but I have to say it was pretty awesome. And I'm going to have to go through this really quickly because if I don't, it will take 2 videos to do this, and then it's just going to be a bad situation. Okay, so we start off with Rhett Titus versus Colt Cabana. Um, so they did some comedy stuff here, but to be honest, this match was really nothing special. Feel like ROH openers have gotten weak in the past year, but it wasn't bad at all. I mean, Colt Cabana is his usual funny self, and Red Titus is his usual overselling self. Um, but there was nothing special about this match. Move on to the next match. Dark City Fight Club versus Cheech and Cloudy. Now, a lot of people really hate Cheech and Cloudy, and I don't hate them, but I also don't think that they're going to rise any further than they're at right now. I mean, they're not going to be ever champions because their style is too repetitive, and it works in early portions of the show, but I don't think they could ever put on a classic match. Dark City Fight Club, however, have potential, and I thought this match was very good. Okay, maybe not very good. It was good, though. So good for a second match, an improvement over the first match, and it made Dark City Fight Club look dominant. I want to see them fighting the Briscoes or Steen and Generico, but I guess Steen and Generico split up by now, so the Briscoes or a long match against the Young Bucks would be nice. Next we had Claudio Castagnoli versus Kenny Omega, and Claudio is one of my favorite wrestlers in ROH, but so is Kenny Omega. Claudio only does it off and slaps his opponent, and he did that, and Kenny Omega pulled a glove out of his tights and slapped him back, which I thought was very funny. They managed to put on a really entertaining match, and I think it had one too many dives in it because this show was really filled with a lot of dives. So that was unnecessary, but it was still very good given it probably was only given 10 or 11, 12 minutes. I think so. I really enjoyed it for what it was. Not anything particularly serious, but fun. Then it was a special appearance by Bret the Hitman Hart. Um, and this was really good. I mean, it was really sincere. He was saying like that it was when he wrestled in New York that made him Bret the Hitman Hart. Before that, he was just Bret Hart in Calgary. And it was really sincere. It was really short. The promo could not have been longer than 3 minutes or so, but the fans really ate it up because it's Bret Hart. You can't really not eat it up. So that was that. By the way, all the promos in this night were really good, although there weren't many of them. Next was a 4-corner survival match. Delirious for Sonjay Dutt versus Grizzly, Redwood versus Roderick Strong. This was a lot of fun. This is probably the most fast-paced match of the show, I'd have to say. Sonjay was really on his game here. Although, I don't know if this is really his gimmick or anything, but he does like take moves from famous wrestlers than him. Like, he just did a lot of shit here. And in a PWG show that I'm about to review, he even does like the RKO, and actually he makes it funny because he goes, for the record, he stole it from me, and then he goes and does the RKO. Whatever, I'll save that for my PWG 100 review. A lot of fun. The finish happens when Sonjay becomes too obsessed with Daisy Hayes. Looks like he's untying his tights, like he's in his underwear. Looks like he's gonna take his underwear off, like show her his dick and stuff, and then Roderick Strong comes up from behind, hits one of his famous backbreakers, and hits a Gibson driver for the win. Oh, and by the way, Grizzly Redwood was awesome in this match, which is rare. So then we had a video package leading up to Ladder War 2, which was Kevin Steen and El Generico versus American Wolves. And sorry if I'm rushing, there's so many matches and I don't have a lot of time. The video package was excellent. American Wolves cut excellent promos. Other than Austin Aries and the departing Nigel McGuiness, they're the best in the company. Very good promo package here. And then we had the Ladder War. It was definitely not as good or as exciting as the first one, but I think part of that was because Eddie Edwards had a legitimately broken elbow, and he had to wrestle with it, which was really tough. And they really, although it couldn't be as fast-paced and there couldn't be as many counters as I guess they wanted, they really did a good job of making it look brutal. And by the time El Generico, spoiler here, dove through the ladder onto the floor, then it got really exciting, and at that point it was just like mayhem by the end. Really good match. Not a 5-star match like the first one, which is one of the best matches in ROH history, but 4 stars definitely. At this point, Eric Santamaria from the Wrestling Roundtable did commentary. Chris Hero had been doing commentary all night because the commentary was dubbed over afterwards. But it was Chris Hero versus Eddie Kingston, so they couldn't like have him on commentary and have him be wrestling. That would be very strange. And I thought this match really, it was poorly placed in the show because they're supposed to make this rivalry totally brutal, but it was right after a ladder war, so without weapons it looked kind of like just kind of dull and boring. And Eddie Kingston is really a one-trick pony. I mean, he can brawl well, but he does not know how to sell. He sells really poorly. The finish was good. At first I thought it sucked because Kingston kicked out of Hero's finisher, and I don't think it made him look strong. It made Hero look weak. But then Kingston took out the loaded elbow pad that he had stolen from Chris Hero, and it looked like he was going to hit him, but then Shane Hagedorn stepped in. The ref went to knock him out, and then Chris Hero pulled out another loaded elbow pad that was golden and punched Kingston in the face with it. Okay, gotta hurry. Next was Austin Aries came out for his Lucky Lottery. Bret Hart was the winner of the Lucky Lottery, who of course couldn't wrestle, so Austin Aries was like, man, Bret Hart is like you New Yorkers. He made fun of the New York accent, which I thought was hilarious. And then Petey Williams came out and he was like, bitch, please, I want my title match. And so then he got the title match. They put on a really good match. It wasn't given a lot of time. And I have to say, although obviously I knew Aries didn't lose the title because he's defended it since then and stuff, and you knew Petey Williams wasn't going to win the title in one of his first ROH appearances back. But there was a point when he hit the Canadian Destroyer that I thought he was going to win. I was like, oh, dag. So anyway, then Jim Cornette came out. This is completely out of kayfabe. This is not in character at all because he was talking about how TNA thought he wasn't 100% behind the creative direction and Vince Russo. He cut a great promo, and although this was all stuff I already knew, it was still so motivating. You love Jim Cornette when he talks. And then Austin Aries came back. You know, it's battle in front of these people, but after talk, he said the only reason you're in Ring of Honor is because you rub people to other companies the wrong way. He said you rubbed Vince McMahon the wrong way, you rubbed Vince Russo the wrong way, and then he went on to say a hilarious thing. He goes, you rubbed Vince Russo the wrong way, a man who, by the way, I have deep respect for. He's like my bro, okay? And the way he says it, when I say it, it sounds retarded, but when he says it, it's so funny. I'm gonna have to make a second video of this, which is actually kind of funny because this is where the DVD goes on to disc 2. Yes, it's actually split up into 2 discs. Okay, check out my second video of this.